Considering your visit to the Nowshera relief camp and with the approaching winter as well, how well facilitated do you think those camps are, and will everything be okay for the people there, the elderly and the old as well? What are your views?
Well, it was my first visit to the Nowshera camp today, in fact my first visit ever to Pakistan, and it was great to actually see firsthand the flood relief effort that's been taking place there. Now the good news is that the immediate danger has passed. People are getting food and water supplies. However, it's clear that they're not well equipped as the winter's approaching. It's going to be a very cold winter, and today we were actually handing out blankets, quilts and clothing to help them get through the winter, but this is an issue that must be addressed as soon as possible.
Okay, and the things that you were handing out, the items, the flood relief items, they were items that have been collected from the British people with their aid?
Yes, the British people as a whole have been fantastic during this humanitarian crisis. Over £70 million worth of goods and aid and money has been raised, and this is at a time that the economy back in Britain is really struggling. But this shows a real closeness, a real kinship between Britain and Pakistan, which we know about already, but it's good to see that that's being enhanced. And we were handing out today goods, clothing, food and bedding that had been collected by people in the Huddersfield area of West Yorkshire, and it was a great pleasure to meet the people today.
That's wonderful. And when you go back, you'll be keeping up these activities?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very easy to come and visit a crisis within the first 2 weeks, but as we all know, as the time passes, the world moves on to other stories and other issues and other problems. But as a Member of Parliament, by coming here today, I hope that a few months on, when I go back to Parliament, when I go back to Huddersfield, when I go back to Yorkshire and the United Kingdom, I can keep this issue alive. I can tell people that there is still a job to be done here, and we still need to support the people of Pakistan.
That's wonderful. Does that mean there might be a follow-up visit from you soon in the near future?
Well, I'm enjoying myself already on my first ever day here. I've got a few more days here as well, and from the warm welcome I've had so far, I think I'd be delighted to come back again.
And moving on to another issue, how do you regard the two-day NATO summit that will start tomorrow and the issues that are being discussed there?
Well, I'm actually a member of the NATO Assembly, and I was in Poland earlier this week, and there's some big issues for NATO at the moment, and we were talking earlier this week about China, Georgia and of course Afghanistan, and the Prime Minister David Cameron and a number of other heads of state are going to be at this big meeting in Lisbon, and we're going to be talking about a strategy moving forward. We're training more police, more Afghanistan army troops in Afghanistan, so that as soon as possible the people of Afghanistan can govern themselves, and the sooner that happens the better.
And the date that's being set, 2014, how realistic a date do you think that is for the withdrawal of all foreign troops from Afghanistan?
Well, that's something for the Prime Minister to decide and other NATO allies to look at. But all we can do at this stage is support the people of Afghanistan with the help of our friends here in Pakistan, and try and get the police and the army there, improve the security situation. But there's a lot of good work going on the ground as well. We're providing schooling, more children are going to school, we're helping with crops, we're providing electricity generators, clean water supplies, hospitals. This is all good news for the area, and that needs to continue.
Right. You'll be visiting Azad, Jammu and Kashmir. What are your views on the Kashmir dispute?
I think the main thing, I come from an area of Huddersfield, West Yorkshire, where there's quite a number of people with Kashmiri links, a Kashmiri background. I think with any situation in the world at the moment, we want democracy to prevail and in a peaceful way. So the people of Kashmir should be able to determine their own future without any sort of military or violence put upon them, and find a peaceful solution to this problem.
Thank you very much, sir. Lovely having you here.
Thank you.